Hey everybody, this is my 55-gallon Angelfish tank, and I finally took my Silver Hatchetfish out of my quarantine tank and I put them over here in their permanent home. It turns out that I had 5 of them in there. I thought I had 4, but it must have been that every time I was looking in there, one of them was hiding up in the vegetation, floating on the surface. So when I actually got in there and removed them and put them over here, it turns out that there was 5 of them. So it's a significant enough number that they group together and they make a nice little shoal. I am still going to work on trying to get more. I'd like to have maybe 9 or 10 of them in here. I think that would make a nice little group of hatchetfish. I had for a while thought about putting them in another one of my tanks, in my gourami tank, but the more I considered it, I just, that just doesn't seem right to me. Hatchetfish and angelfish just go together. And then, of course, so do the Serpae Tetras. And most of the fish in this tank are of a South American type theme. I do have one African Synodontis in this tank, which is kind of out of place. But most other fish in this tank are either South or Central American. So putting the tetras in here, these little hatchetfish, which are tetras if you did not know that, just goes perfectly with them. There are a few species of African tetras, but the vast majority of tetras come from South or Central America. So seeing the hatchetfish in here just looks right, and I'm really happy with it so far. The only things I'll really say about them as far as keeping them, I really don't do care videos or anything, but I will make a few pertinent points. And one is that they are not as durable and adaptable as something like a skirt tetra. They are tetras, but they're a little more sensitive to water conditions. I don't think they would be as adaptable towards harder water like some tetras might be. So you probably want to really be sure what kind of water you've got before you get the hatchetfish. The marbled hatchetfish, in my experience, are even more sensitive. The silver are a little more rugged than the marbled, but they're still more sensitive than a lot of beginner fish. I wouldn't classify hatchetfish as beginner fish. They are jumpers, is another thing, and they are jumpers. When the lights go on in the morning, sometimes it'll sound like popcorn going off. The narrowness of their body when you see them swim towards or away from you, I mean, they're literally as wide as a coin. So if you've got a hang on the back filter where the filter feed comes in, that little tiny gap is enough that if they're in the right place at the right time and they get spooked, they'll come out of it. If it's a slot wide enough for you to drop a coin through, these fish will eventually find their way through it. I used to have a bunch of hatchetfish in this tank years ago, and one by one I lost them all. I would come down, I'd find them either dried up on top of the tank or on the carpet, and it wasn't very frequently. It was only from time to time, but eventually I wound up with 0 hatchetfish. My last one finally actually died. I found it floating in the tank, and that was months and months ago, and I've always kind of wanted to put them back in here because, again, hatchetfish just seem right in a tank with angelfish. And then there was never those red Serpae Tetras in here, those Red Minor Tetras. Some people call them Red Minor Tetras. They were not in here the last time I had the hatchetfish, and I think they go so well together. The silver with the black and the red just looks fantastic. So I'm really happy with the hatchetfish in here. And then when I've got a little more room in the quarantine tank, or the store actually gets some more hatchetfish in, I will add some more. So in maybe another 6 to 8 weeks or something, we might bolster this school up and get it up to 8, 9, 10 hatchetfish in there. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, I had a rough day today. I fell asleep after work. I just wanted to shoot some kind of video to say hey to everybody. I like to try to get something out there every day. So there's my new hatchetfish. Make sure you subscribe. That way you won't miss anything else I got coming up. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you real soon in the next one.